Purnamaste. Purnamaste. Everybody, welcome to the art of the word that I am. Answer is within. Mind cannot control, cannot get. Because we are to speak. We are to dive deep today. Very deeply. I'm sun gazing. It's like noon. Past noon. I'm that hardcore sun gazer. I sun gaze at noon. And I'm breathing, and I don't know I'm breathing. My heart is beating. I'm beating my heart. I don't know that I'm beating my heart. I am shining my sun. I don't know how I'm doing it. I am you listening to that video. But I cannot control what you get, perceive, or follow. Your own truth within. You know, I'm not my mind. In this world we think that we are this limited mind that controls, analyzes, moves your hands, control things to happen, force to resist, mind that knows how, that has to control and have everything in control. So whatever you're doing, forcing, controlling, resisting, that force against, we think that we are the mind. But this is just so limited. You can only think what is programmed in the mind, birth after birth, by society. And you can only move your hands, walk, you can talk, you can create some things with your hands and like this. This is how much you have in control. Not so much. Not so much. Now this is what human beings think that he or she is. Ego. Controlling, forcing, resisting, moving, forcing to get. But what if, like Great Tao says, you are actually the entire universe and you are moving along with the flow of the river of life, flow of the universe. You are not controlling, forcing, resisting, against. That's the separation from self. That's the ego, forcing against who you are with all your power. So you are literally swimming against the flow of the river of life. And you're using all your power, your ego, to swim against the river of life. Then you drown in your ego. You're separated from everything and everyone. Nothing gets done, because more you force, control, or resist against it, more you push it away, you are swimming against the river of life. You are not that. What you can think, what you can move, what you can do, that's your ego. Let me ask you something. How are you growing your nails? Do you control this? How are you adjusting the pupils in your eye to the amount of light, the brightness and the darkness? How are you doing it? How are you circulating your blood? Growing your hair? You're doing all this, but you don't know how you are doing all this, because you are not your mind. You are happening, doing, happening, doing, happening, doing. Just one receptor in the body of the universe that I am you, receiving, experiencing, perceiving the experience, the universe, Like I said in a previous video, the universe that is actually experienced within you. Outside is only energy and vibration, frequency, nothing else. You translate all that into sound, color, emotions, experiences. You are the universe that I am, entire universe. And the universe is within you. There's no other. The experience within you. So you see where I'm going. You create the experience within you. The universe is within you. Look, you are beating your heart. How are you beating your heart? The most important function. If you stop beating your heart, your body stops working. Your soul leaves your body. How are you beating your sun? You see, I already told you something. How are you beating your heart? You have no control over the tempo, the rhythm, the strength of your heart beating. It's not controlled, forced by you, but is being done. You are being done. You are growing your nails, growing your hair. You are doing it. Beyond the comprehension of the mind, the reality is happening, doing, not knowing, not controlling. But you're doing it. You are adjusting your pupils to the light, and you have no control how you do it. So let us go into something interesting. I'm a master breather. I breathe in, keep the breath in, I stay in that empty space. I suck energy in the third eye. I empty. I remain in that empty space. I want to tell you something about breathing. Because when you master your breathing, you are mastering the beating of your sun, shining of your sun, beating of your heart, spinning of the earth around the sun, spinning of the galaxies, everything. Your being. Now you look, the breathing exercises are so important because when you breathe, you actually can breathe in control. Like I go in meditation and I breathe in control. I breathe in, I keep the air in, I'm in the empty space that I am. I release the air out, I remain in that empty space. But then I float deep into meditation in the moment now. I forget it. I forget to control it, forget to approve and make that decision, thought, control, how to breathe, when to breathe. Completely unconscious of my breathing, I'm traveling in the dimensions beyond in the universe that I am. But what is happening? I am still breathing. I'm still breathing. And I'm breathing in the same manner, like my heart, I'm beating my heart. I don't know how I'm doing it. And then I realize that I can breathe again. And I breathe in control, keeping the air in, letting the air out, letting the air out. Inhaling in fullness in my stomach cave. And what was interesting, that when I mastered breathing into the stomach cave, yogi breathing, musician breathing, now when I'm breathing unconsciously, I'm always breathing in my stomach cave. I reprogrammed literally the unconscious, subconscious program of the breathing, which is programmed to breathe in the lungs, shallow breathing. I breathe. You see, And if I unconsciously breathe, it's reprogrammed. It's being done by me. I'm not controlling it, but I'm always breathing as a master yogi, master breather into my stomach cave. And then you can understand, beloved, that actually what you're doing, controlling with your mind, forcing, controlling, approving, forcing, resisting, and what you are just what is being done, beating of your heart, growing your nails, are one thing. You are not your mind that controls. That's the separation from the truth that has to know, control, get, have it in control. You are the truth, the being, the happening in the universe. Everything is just happening. I am happening. You are happening. I am being done. You are being done. And you realize that what is done to you, like beating of the heart, and what karma comes to you, is your doing. You are doing it. Unconscious of yourself or conscious of yourself. Just as unconscious of it, you are circulating your heart, beating your heart, circulating your blood, growing your hair. Just so you are unconscious of yourself creating karma with people, problems, by controlling, resisting, expecting, forcing, getting attached, all this. And then you realize that whatever is done to you and what you are doing are same thing. Just as when you forget breathing, you actually breathe. When you master the breathing, you breathe in a stomach cave, and I'm not controlling it. And then you realize the one another thing, that you are actually not your mind. You are not your ego identifying with your mind that has to control, that has to know how, that has to force, that has to really control everything. That's your ego. And that's the Western ego. Western ego has to control, know, analyze, approve, force. And then Western ego also created an ego ruling this universe. The controller, maker, creator, and like this, somebody who is above all us, separated from us, and control this, rules over this, really commands it. Because you think you are your ego and you are just what you command. Your words, what you can think, your movement of your hands, your creation. But look, you can think, yes, but then you are thinking nonsense that you never think. You are not your mind, even your thinking is just being done. The programs are repeating of the matrix just by their self. You are not thinking, you are not controlling anything. You are actually being done, programmed by the mind, following the mind, and you think that you control, and that you resist, and that you force, and that this is who you are, the ego. But you have to understand, you are not that ego. You are not that control. You are not that resistance. You are. Just like in your body, you are beating your sun, growing your hair, circulating your blood. In the same way, you are just one receiver, receptor, perceiving the universe within you. Outside is only energy and vibration. Inside you translate all the colors, sounds, all the emotions, all the experiences. Universe is within you. You are within the universe. Still recording. You are within the universe, and universe is within you. It's beautiful. You're experiencing universe within you. And the source of creation, your heart, the giver of life, You are beating your heart, but you are doing it beyond the comprehension of the mind. You are not controlling it. You cannot do nothing about it. The source, giver of life. And I'm looking at the sun now, sun gazing, the giver of life, the source, the sun that I am. Egyptians actually worship the sun because sun is the representation of giver of life, source that I am, and higher self of the sun is higher self that I am, is who I am. I'm not my higher self. I am my higher self, my earthly self. Together I am here on earth, source that I am, and sun is the incarnation of the source that I am, and you are incarnation of the source that I am. Sun is giving life, and you are beating your sun, your heart beyond the comprehension of the mind. Your mind can control not. Your mind cannot force it. Your mind can do nothing about it. And the giver of life, sun, giver of light, and you realize that you are actually also beating your sun. You are not your mind. You are happening. You are doing. Just a receptor in this human body is just a receptor of your infinite universal body. Just one receptor experiencing, perceiving the universe within you from your point of perception, from your nature, in unique and authentic nature of that receptor. But you are the entire happening, entire doing, the great Tao. You are shining your sun, you are beating your heart, you are growing your hair, you are growing the cherries, you are spinning the earth around its axis, you are spinning the earth around the sun, you are spilling this solar system around the galaxy, around the center of the galaxy, you're spinning the galaxy, entire galaxy around the center of the galaxy, you are spinning entire galaxies around each other and away from each other, and everything is happening within you. The universe is within you. You're beating your sun, your heart, yes. And your mind is separation from self that just want to control, force against just that little thing. You see. And you realize you are the entire universe that I am. You are shining your sun, beating your heart. I am you, giving you the word that I am, so you may know yourself in knowing that you are not your mind, in being yourself beyond the comprehension of your mind, beating your heart, shining your sun, growing your hair, and being the entire universe. And feeling the truth. Like animals don't have this identification, I am ego, separated from everything else. That is the separation from self, and then you have to control, force, you have to play God, you have to get everything, you have to have everything in control. Analyze, judge, approve. You are a God, ego, that controls. Animals do not force against in separation from self. They don't have this, I am dear, my name is Jake. No. They just feel, I am happening, I am being, I am doing, I am loving, I am playing, I am jumping, I am crying, I am fearing. They just feel the happening and are doing the happening, responding to the moment now as it is. And they are not trying to force against it, trying to control against it. You know? They are just, as you see, they are always happy. Always one with the flow, with the universe, always in the moment and always going with the flow. In the one direction of the movement of the great Tao of Mother Nature, of the universe. Like all your cells and organs are moving in the direction of the movement of your body, of the universe within you. So animals are moving just from the heart, being the happening, being the playing, not I am playing. Who is you that is playing? The playing is happening. Or I am feeling feelings. How can you feel feelings? I feel. You cannot feel anything else but feelings. I hear sounds. What else you can hear but sounds? I hear. You can hear only sounds. The mind has to control everything and be the boss of everything. I am seeing vision. I am seeing. I'm seeing the seeing. You are not seeing the vision. You are seeing. Nothing else can be seen but vision. You know. And we have to stop that ego that has to control. You know. We have to stop identifying ourselves with that ego. And there somebody is just doing what I don't want to be done now because I'm making a video. So I'm going here. You know. So you need that control, that analyze, that judgment, that this is how you lose the truth. This is how you actually lose yourself. This is how you actually lose yourself, and this is how they disturb me. Because you have to control, you have to analyze, you have to force, you have to get it, you have to have it in control, and that is actually the separation from yourself. And then you are trying to control it, you are trying to get it, and then you use all your divine power, all your energy to go against the flow, to go against the flow of the river of life. You are separated, controlling, forcing, resisting against. And then you use all the energy of your ego to go against the flow. I'm an animal. I feel, I don't think. And that's why, you know, because I care only for energy, I translate only energy. I don't care what you think, what is right for you. What I feel is not right and you're bringing in my energy is not resonating with me for the reason of my consciousness, my sensitivity, my level of consciousness, my mission on earth, of my unique and sensitive energy. And I don't care for gaslighting, for trying to convince me, for talking it out. You cannot talk anything out with an animal, can't you? You cannot talk anything else out with a cat. When cat decides something, cat feels the energy, and cat feels the energy. Energy is the truth. Energy never lies. Like I do, cat feels in the being, not in thinking, controlling. This is not right for me, and I feel why. I have my reasons from my unique and authentic personal energy, and everybody is guest in my unique personal energy. You cannot talk nothing with an animal out with a cat, because we trust only what we feel, and we communicate with energy. We feel the energy that doesn't feel right to us, that is doing to us what is not matching and resonating our vibration, and it doesn't feel right, and you can gaslight, convince, and try to talk it out, but the truth is still truth. Energy is felt, and in my unique and authentic energy, I'm not thinking over and trying to control and analyze and judge it. I am being like animal, and I feel this is not right, and like animal barks, like dog barks, and cat go away, and if you don't get it, then you cat smacks you. I am sane. If you try to convince me with your mind, to control me, to force against, to resist, same like with you. If you resist and control and try to talk out with a cat, convince a cat, just try it. You'll get smacked. You don't want that, because cat told you stop, stop. Now try to control cat and convince her and control cat that you are giving love to cat. Cat feels not what you're doing is not right. Same when people teach in my class, want to bless me, want to teach me about love, and this controlling with their mind, approving, no, it doesn't feel right to me. It may feel right to others, and others may love if you bless them, heal them, comfort them, tell them to be strong. But I'm a master, whole and complete in my power, in my true divine self, whole and complete. I don't need energy from others. I'm the source of energy that I am, and I didn't need advice, blessings, and healing from no one for years. And I started teaching. So it's beneath my level, beneath my unique and authentic sensitive energy. Everything of that kind of nature. Because I'm a master who worked on myself 20 years to become a master, to need no advice, no healing from another than source that I am, no blessing, no teaching, but to be the blessing and the teaching, the truth, and word in being, master of myself, actually master of the word that I am. And if I need a comfort and advice and teaching and blessing, I'm a cheater. I'm not a master. I'm not a spiritual master. I'm not teaching, but I'm living. And that's why boys, little boys that need comfort and somebody to hold them hand, that need energy of others, that need a mother and like this, and that don't know what is love, and that are actually searching for you to comfort them and to teach them and bless them and heal them. You can do this to them. But I'm a master who was actually working with masters in India, and in India we feel like this. We feel like this in India. Master, when he saves himself of his fear, of his guilt, he needs no advice, no blessing, no healing. He is whole and complete. He is a blessing for everyone who is suffering in separation from what he is in full being. So he is the blessing for others, and others can only receive the blessing and be grateful. We don't need the condition that we worked all our life to get free of. We don't need their teaching, their blessing, their healing. Their mind only wants to control, and they want to give us that what they have in their mind. But they already have that. They can receive the blessings that we are and be grateful, or they just don't do that. So whatever is not right in your energy is not right. And when you follow what feels right, and you always go in the direction of what feels right, away from every resistance within you, you don't allow what others are doing away. You push away resistance from others. If they resist you, you don't allow it, and you don't resist force, control against anyone's free will and their choices and whatever is in the moment now that you cannot change. Yeah. And then what is happening is no one can control you. You trust what you feel. You only follow what feels the best, away from what doesn't. You are moving with a great Tao in the one direction. You are moving with a great Tao in one direction. And now what is happening, sweetheart, is something beautiful. Before you were controlling, forcing, trying to get, thinking you are your mind, identifying with your ego in separation from self, going against yourself, using all your power to go against the power of the universe. You were drowning in the river of life. But now, because you on the path of least resistance, you flow away from every resistance. You do what you feel right. You don't control, you don't force, you don't try to get, but you are just being in the moment, flowing with the river of life away from every resistance. Now, actually, you are one with the great Tao. You are the part of the universe, working one in the direction of the universe, with your power, with your will, not against it, with your ego to control it, but you are just being in a moment and doing what can be done with no resistance, in greatest joy, and away from everything that doesn't feel right. You are moving with, now you are moving with the flow of the river of life, and you don't use your power again only to go against the flow, to go against the river of life, no, and drown. You are no more controlling, no more resisting, no forcing, going against, but you are moving in the one direction with the river of life, with the flow of the universe, with the great Tao. And now you are one with the universe, one with the flow of the river of life, and actually entire power of the universe, entire power of the creation, power of the source becomes your power. You are the universe that I am, and receiver, receptor, that you are receiving the point of perception and perceiving from your unique and authentic point of perception, is moving and working with the great Tao, with the flow of the universe. You are not your mind. You are moving in the way with no resistance, away from all resistance. You are not controlling, forcing, thinking, judging, analyzing. You are moving with the flow of the universe, and your power becomes all the power of the universe is your power now. You are the power of the universe. You are moving with the power of the universe, and you are moving the power of the universe. You are power of the universe. You are entire universe that I am moving in the direction of the universe, and this body is just a receiver, experiencer, receptor, receiving, experiencing, perceiving the universe within you from your unique and authentic point of perception that is within you. You see that you are the entire universe, moving in the direction of the universe. You are not your mind trying to control and think and get and go against. You are beating your sun. You are shining your heart. You are circulating your blood. You are beating your heart, you're shining your sun. You are spinning the earth around its axis, spinning the earth around the sun. You are circulating your blood. You're growing your hair, you're growing your nails. You are spinning the galaxies. You're spinning the planets. You are spinning the entire universe, all the galaxies. And you are actually, and I am you. I am you. You are me. You are listening to yourself, that I am on the other side, awakening you. Activating you, awakening you, waking you up from your ego that is separated, controls, forces, trying to get and know, judges, analyzes against it. For you to wake up and know that I am you, speaking the word that I am. For you to wake up, for I myself to wake up and know that I am you and there's no other. I am listening on the other side, receiving the word that I am, perceiving in your unique and authentic experience from your point of perception. And I am you. You are listening to yourself, awakening yourself to who you are, that you are not your mind that controls, has to know, forces, resists, judges, analyzes. That's a separation from self. But you are that I am, source that I am, entire universe that I am. And you are beating my heart, you are shining your sun, you are speaking the word that I am, for you to know yourself and lose your mind that has to control and force. For you to be yourself and beat your heart, shine your sun. Breathe. Just be yourself in the movement with yourself, with a great Tao, with no resistance, with the flow of the universe from the heart. I give you my word just for that. Thank you. I am you. You are listening to yourself, awakening you to who you are from who you're not. And you are, I am listening to myself, to wake myself up, for I am you, the entire universe that I am, one great being, there's no other. You are not your mind, I neither. That's why I give you my word that I am. And if anybody feels like you want to offer a donation, like you want to offer a support, do know that you are so welcome, and without of your donation, without of your support, there would be no art of the word that I am. Thank you. I'm so grateful. And there's any blessing in my heart, let it all go to you. You know? And whatever you receive, you know what you receive. But if there's any truth, any blessing in my heart, if I'm really enlightened, you can never know this. I say this for myself. I only know Source accepts it, and I depend on no other to believe it. Then you receive more than you give. But I only receive a donation that is given from the heart, freely, in greatest joy. No other donation I receive. For this is love, and I'm giving you love from the heart. I will not chat with you. I will not go in comments if they don't come after me. But I will do from the heart every day and create at least one video and many short posts. Today I have to go sleep. You know, so I'm very grateful for the donation, and what you receive, you know. And I just mentioned sleeping. Look, where you're sleeping, you are breathing, your mind is working, your body is functioning completely, you're breathing, everything is working, but you are not there. You are not controlling anything. You are completely unconscious of control. of moving things, of forcing, of thinking that you are your mind that controls. You are somewhere else. You are being the entire universe, beating your sun, shining your stars, spinning the galaxies. You are not in the body. You are everywhere in the entire universe. But your body, without the ego to control it, still breathes, still beats the sun, beats the heart, still works, and you are not there. And when you sleep, you are the entire universe that I am. You're shining your heart, beating your sun, spinning your blood, circulating the planets. Yeah, and I just say, for anyone who ever offers me a donation, I got a special gift. But this is nothing that you buy. I see in PayPal your email address. I'm so grateful for the energy that you have given. You literally given me energy that I require to stay in this world, to bless others, to get the fuck free of this world, of the mind that controls, approves, has to get, know, analyze, judge. So you see, I'm so grateful, and I want to give you my best energy. I won't talk about it. I don't want you to chat me about it, because you're not buying it. I do healing on you because I'm grateful for the energy you've given me, and I want to give you my best energy. And it's quantum white light source healing. I'm very clairsentient. I see your email address in PayPal. That's enough for me to connect with you and to do quantum white light source healing on you. And it's quantum white light source healing beyond time and space. You don't need to know when. You don't need to know anything. And I don't need to know anything. It was better for me not to know anything, so I can focus on your being free of all troubles. And you have my word. For every single donation, I do profound healing on distance. I take my time, I take my energy, I do it. But why would I have to say something, and why would you have to know something? It works. Quantum healing, quantum white light source healing works beyond time and space. And how much you work on yourself. And working on yourself doesn't mean to control, to try to stop the mind, analyze the mind, judge the mind. You know, that's ego trying to control, analyze, get something. That's separation from yourself. Work on yourself means that you stop doing it, that you realize you are not that control, that force against the flow. And you just let the mind be. You work on yourself, you realize you are not that control, not force. Not that mind that has to control, analyze, judge, approve, be authority of everything. You have to realize you're not that, and just let it be. Stop doing it and let the mind be. And you know yourself in knowing you are not your mind. That's how you work on yourself. Meditation is just being now here for nothing, to achieve nothing, doing nothing, just being now here. For you are just being now here. You are not in time lost to get something in future, resisting, forcing. Then you are not now here. Doing nothing for no one. You are not trying to achieve anything for anyone. Get something. You are not controlling, forcing, analyzing, judging. But you let your mind be. You don't want to achieve anything because you don't force, control, force against to get something in future. You have to be in this moment now. It's doing nothing for you. Because you're doing nothing. You're not trying to control, force, get something forcefully. But you just doing nothing for no one. You are just in the moment now. You are not your mind. And you let that mind be. You are not identifying with it, trying to stop it, trying to control it, trying to force it to stop. That's actually the separation from self, that force, that ego. You don't analyze, you don't judge, you don't jump with your mind, on your mind, with your ego. But you are a mind of a child. You are in a moment now, enjoying the moment, just being now here. You don't control, you don't analyze, you don't try to get by force, you don't judge, you don't stop the mind, you don't stop the flow and then suffer in judging, controlling, forcing, analyzing. You just let it be. Let it happen. Let the mind do what it do. It's not you. And the thoughts are starting to flow from the heart one after another with no resistance, like a river of life. This is who you are. The emptiness of the mind. This is who you are. And you let the mind be. And you're just being there, doing nothing, just being now here. Shining your heart. Beating your sun. Beating your heart, shining your sun. Breathing. Consciously or unconsciously, you're doing it always. It's being done by you. When you realize universe has no great controller, that's the ego. Source that I am governs and rules over nothing, but everything is being done by the source that I am from the heart. Everything is just doing, being, happening in the direction of the great Tao, with no controller, no ego to control it, no God, no ego to control it and command it. That's your mind, that's your ego. And then you are just beating your heart, shining your sun, breathing, just being there for nothing, being in the moment now here. So as much as you work on yourself, healing works on you. If you think you are your mind controlling, forcing, trying to get, you never heal yourself. No one can heal you. Maybe a little bit my healing helps. But if you just realize that controlling, that forcing, that trying to get, that analyzing, judging, that jumping on your mind, on your thoughts, analytical thoughts, is actually stopping the mind and making you suffer in separation from self, in control, in force, in judgment, in thinking, in analyze, and you realize that you just have to stop that and be yourself from the heart. You're not your mind. You heal yourself, you save yourself. I give you my word, all I do. You have my word. For every donation, healing is performed. But you heal yourself. My healing works as much as you work on yourself, you heal yourself. Same as if any guidance you receive in the word that I am, you save yourself, you do it yourself, you find it within you. You do it yourself. I cannot do anything for you, but share the story how I saved myself from my mind. I share the story of the truth that I am being, experiencing, knowing I'm not my mind, crazy as that I am from the heart. But you have to do it for yourself. You have to heal yourself, save yourself from your mind that controls, judges, analyzes, has to get and force against it and resist it. You have to do it yourself, and you do it yourself. I only give you my word and blessing that you do it yourself. Realize you are not a mind, you are an entire universe that I am, shining your sun, spinning the planets around the sun, and beating my heart, giving myself the word that I am, so I may know myself. For you are not your mind, I am you, the entire universe that I am. I give you my word. For Namaste.